Mary Queen of Scots, a figure steeped in tragedy, ambition, and political intrigue, remains one of the most captivating and controversial monarchs in European history. Her life a complex tapestry woven with love, betrayal, and ultimately, a devastating fall from grace. Born on December 7th, 1542, at Linlithgow Palace in Scotland, Mary was the only legitimate child of King James V and his French wife, Mary of Guise, a connection that would profoundly shape her destiny. Her father's untimely death just 6 days after her birth thrust the infant Mary onto the Scottish throne, making her a queen at just 6 days old, a precarious position in a land embroiled in ongoing conflict with England. Regency was entrusted to her mother, Mary of Guise, who, heavily influenced by French advisors, steered Scotland towards closer ties with France, a strategic decision aimed at securing Scotland's independence and providing Mary with a powerful ally. England, under Henry VIII, saw the infant queen as a potential threat, particularly as Mary was the Catholic claimant to the English throne, a claim that directly challenged Henry's own legitimacy and the legitimacy of his children. The rough wooing, a series of brutal English military campaigns orchestrated by Henry VIII and later by his son, Edward XVI, aimed to force a marriage between Mary and Edward, seeking to unite the two kingdoms under English control. Recognizing the perilous situation, Mary's mother sent her to France in 1548, where she was raised in the French court, receiving a superb education and absorbing French culture and diplomacy. The French court offered a haven of stability and sophistication, a stark contrast to the tumultuous political landscape of Scotland, and Mary flourished under their tutelage, becoming fluent in French and mastering the arts of diplomacy and courtly manners. In 1558, with the death of Henry II of France, Mary became queen consort to Francis, the Dauphin of France, heir to the French throne, solidifying her position as a major player in European politics. Their marriage was short-lived. Francis ascended to the French throne in 1559, but died less than a year later, leaving Mary a young widow and Queen of Scotland in her own right. Returning to Scotland in 1561, Mary faced a nation deeply divided by religious factions, with a growing Protestant Reformation challenging the traditional Catholic faith and practices. Scotland's Protestant leader, John Knox, a fiery preacher, openly challenged Mary's authority and the Catholic practices she upheld, creating a tense and volatile atmosphere. Mary, a devout Catholic, initially attempted to navigate the religious divisions with a degree of tolerance, but her efforts were met with resistance from both sides. In 1565, Mary married Henry Stuart, Lord Darnley, a cousin of hers and a staunch Catholic, a decision that proved disastrous and fueled political intrigue. Darnley was unpopular and arrogant, lacking the political acumen necessary to be a king, and his ambition clashed with the influential Earl of Moray, Mary's half-brother and a leading Protestant advisor. The situation escalated dramatically in 1567, when Darnley conspired with the Earl of Bothwell, a powerful nobleman, resulting in the murder of David Rizzio, Mary's Italian secretary and confidant, in front of her. The murder of Rizzio shattered any remaining trust in Darnley and implicated Bothwell, whose subsequent marriage to Mary further fueled suspicion and outrage. A rebellion erupted, led by Protestant lords, and Mary was captured and imprisoned in Loch Leven Castle, effectively ending her reign as Queen of Scotland. Under pressure from Protestant lords and her English cousin, Queen Elizabeth I, Mary was forced to abdicate the Scottish throne in favor of her infant son, James VI, who became King James I of Scotland. Escaping from Loch Leven Castle, Mary fled to England, seeking refuge with Queen Elizabeth I, a decision that proved to be a fatal mistake. Elizabeth wary of Mary's claim to the English throne and increasingly pressured by her advisors, placed Mary under house arrest, effectively holding her as a prisoner for almost 2 decades. Mary's presence in England became a focal point for Catholic plots aimed at overthrowing Elizabeth and placing Mary on the English throne, leading to a complex web of conspiracies and espionage. The Babington Plot, uncovered in 1586, revealed a detailed plan to assassinate Elizabeth and install Mary as Queen of England, providing Elizabeth with the evidence she needed to justify Mary's execution. After a lengthy trial, Mary was found guilty of treason and sentenced to death, a decision that sparked outrage across Europe and further strained relations between England and Catholic powers. On February 8, 1587, Mary Queen of Scots was executed at Fotheringhay Castle, bringing a tragic end to a life marked by ambition, betrayal, and ultimately, a devastating fall from grace. Her death sent shockwaves through Europe and cemented her image as a martyr, a tragic figure whose life and fate continue to fascinate and inspire debate centuries later. The execution did not bring peace. Rather, it hardened animosities and fueled further tensions between England and Scotland, ultimately leading to a period of conflict and instability. The legacy of Mary Queen of Scots extends beyond the political realm. She has become a compelling figure in literature, arts, and popular culture, embodying themes of ambition, love, betrayal, and the perils of power. Her son, James VI Scotland, would eventually succeed Elizabeth I as James I of England, uniting the crowns of England and Scotland and ushering in a new era in British history. Mary Queen of Scots, a queen by birth, a widow by fate, and a prisoner by circumstance, remains a captivating and controversial figure, forever etched in the annals of European history.